it says that multi-user facilities will only permit people of the same sex. My question is, how do we handle that if a toddler needs to go into the bathroom with their mother? This policy at this point does not allow a mother to take their male toddler into the bathroom. I'm asking a question. I mean, if we're not going to do this during policy and have these discussions, we have to have them now.
Come to order. The room will come to order, please. Come to order, please. You're asking about a toddler?
I'm asking because right now, this policy says only people of a biological sex can go into the bathroom that matches that sex. That would not allow a mother with a male toddler to take her child into the girls' bathroom.
During school hours, are you talking about?
This covers all. This covers during and after school activities.
Yeah, during school hours, parents, guardians, visitors, and volunteers shall not use multi-user student restrooms. Single-user facilities are open to everyone.
Yeah, but this covers use and after-school activities too, saying that you have to use the bathroom assigned to your sex. And I get the laughter.
That's the multi-use facility. We have the single-use bathroom, so obviously.
I'm asking.
I'm sorry? A sporting, you mean outside?
Yeah, like when we have a basketball game and there's a male and female and they come with siblings and they take, like, if this is gonna be around before and after school, those are some of the nuances that.
It says visitors, restrooms access during school hours, parents, guardians, visitors, and volunteers.
I'm talking about after school hours.
Does this policy mention after school hours?
Yes.
Where? The other policy did, not the new one. This is a new policy. They rewrote it. It doesn't mention it. It covers during school hours.
Okay, so then when a mother volunteer comes in.
With their toddler?
It's happened, Jason.
And this is school-wide, so this
Yeah.
would be at an elementary level where they're in, I mean, you have to consider all these avenues.
So this is
So they can use the one-on-one
You're
then.
proposing that this policy is only during school hours. So at after-school events, people can still use the bathroom of the gender that they identify with.
No, where does it say that? Where would anyone say that?
Well, that's my question, because we have policy 103 that says.
Policy 103 doesn't mention restrooms or bathrooms.
Okay. So, but this one does not mention after-school hours.
No,
So
not at all.
it would not So help me understand. You're telling me that.
Maybe
the
we should remove
current-
gender identity from policy 103, that way there's no confusion.
Can you call order, please, Mr. President?
The room will come to order. I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
I am trying to have a real discussion about how this policy will be enacted.
I know, but you're reading the old policy, not the new one.
No, I am reading the current policy, and you're right, it does not say after-school hours, so now I'm asking you, what are the rules for after-school hours, because we don't have a policy for after-school hours.
The only thing that says anything about during school is the volunteer section at the bottom. The policy will stand with during school hours and after school hours.
Okay, so you're saying this policy applies to after-school hours as well?
It doesn't, it's a blanket policy, correct?
Okay, so then I go back to my question of, if there is a parent that needs to take their child of the opposite sex into the bathroom at an after-school event, they, by this policy, are not allowed to.
I think that's how I read it. I read it that they have to use the single stall.
Okay,
So-
there's no single stall in the stadium. I mean, these are the reasons that we have policy committee. I get people are laughing that I'm being ridiculous, but this is what policy does, and this is why we have policy committee meetings.
No, it's not
in
true.
order.
That's not true, because that would mean we had elongated conversations about what those 2 words that we added to policy 103 means. It's not true, but that's fine, but that's not true.
But it's not either. It's not either. Just technically, you're not correct. You see, the kid in this example doesn't identify as that gender, so it wouldn't fit under your policy anyway. So it wouldn't be allowed no matter what. You have not provided for that. You should have talked about this years ago.
Great, thank you for pointing that out, that we need to have a longer conversation about this in policy.
This was the policy that everyone always thought that it was. No one had any reason to believe that the policy was not that you enter the bathroom of the gender with which you were born, with which you were assigned at birth. So your biological gender. And it was a surprise to many, many people that this policy existed here. And it was intentionally kept secret.
No, I think you can't speak for the intentions of the previous board members. That's just ignorant. So, but I will say, this is
There were
clearly
plenty of opportunities that was presented to the administration in my discussions with them over the past 2 years to have the conversation about the use of the bathrooms by people who identify as the opposite gender. And they kept quiet, and they did not answer my questions about the bathrooms, and they intentionally, it appears to me, did not tell me that the policy allowed people to enter the opposite bathroom. Now, again, that is my experience, and had I known that that policy was in place, and I didn't, I would have talked about it far earlier. We would have had this discussion. We would have had this discussion 2 years ago. We all would have had this discussion.
Can you tell me
2 years ago.
how you know it's a boy versus how you know it's a girl in the bathroom, just by looking? Because essentially these teachers have to be able to enforce this policy.
Right, and this proposed policy that you have, I mean, I've been identifying as a woman for more than a year. I grew a beard. I wear a
Mr.
suit.
Keenan, I'm sorry, you're being actually hateful and triggering towards people.
The point.
The room will
You
come to
can,
order, please.
first of all, that is,
Please, let's.
Mr. Saylor, you
I
need
think
to
it's
remove
time
that
to
person.
stop.
Leaving.
Are we going to call it an order?
this is the same gentleman that is a coach for children in our buildings. This is the same gentleman that's a coach for children in our buildings. The same gentleman.
The
Same gentleman.
The
He
didn't say he's a
illustration
coach
is
here.
merely.
This is not okay. This is attacking and mocking
attacking
individuals
me
that
now.
have a
Are
feeling.
you attacking me, like bullying me, like all those other people at that other meeting?
Just said that you're a
that it?
woman and you grew a beard and you
This is not
completely
okay.
mocked
It's not okay for you to
transgender
do that.
individuals.
I am here to protect women, and you are not.
I am a woman.
Last time
I am
checked,
a woman.
Keenan,
I am here to protect women from people like you.
you know what, Keenan? You and I go to the same church. We hear the same messages every week, and I've never brought it up. But I want to tell you here right now, this is not what we're learning each week. This is not how we treat the people who come to us who are transgender, who are from a different race, who are from a different religion. We're supposed to love thy neighbor. So you can sit over there and you can mock, but do not sit there and try and pretend with your Bible that you're actually being a Christian right now, because you're giving all of us a bad name.